Okay. So let me do replay so that we could go down to the 15-minute and the chart doesn't pull back. So remember, this was the area, the sweep here. Well, I marked out a sweep like this. So I have the chain, all the chains drawn out on the 1 minute, the 5-minute,
Yep.
right? And we have this being liquidated, right? We start shifting and we have this whole demand. So this is still a premium discount area because it's under 50%. It's right below 50%. You see it, right? So
Yep.
it's still a high probability area. Let's go back down to the 1 minute. So this was the sweep that you saw on the chart, and we have all this liquidity being generated, formed above to possibly get taken, right? We come back here, we respect the demand, we take out this supply, which was more important because this supply is the one that caused the liquidation of all these lows to the left, right?
Yep.
And then what it does is it comes back down to the unmitigated demand, which is here. It's not mitigated, right? And we also have liquidity right there above it. It takes it, and we have a first chalk, right? This is actually the first chalk here, but I wanted this supply to go just to be in case, just in case it comes back to the demand. So I took a setup here and another scale in. Right there, covering this low still.
I
And
see.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just took off. And let's go back to the 15-minute. It pulled back pretty deep, but still didn't take me out. I knew that it was gonna happen because this is unmitigated, as you can see, right?
Yeah.
Unmitigated here. So I expected that, still held it through, and just took off. Yeah. This
That's
was
some
the trade.
smooth trade, man.
Yeah. This was the trade for me, the best trade. I mean, aside from the gold 10-hour trade that I took this week on Sunday, this was the winner for me. So after taking this trade, I didn't need another trade actually last week. So I mean, I don't need another trade this week too because of this one, but yeah, I should have held something. Yeah, but
Would you say that it would be good if you took an entry here to, since this is a 4 hour zone, right?
mhm,
To target the 4 hour high,
yeah,
or that's gonna be too risky?
no, but you're right. I should have targeted this. But the only reason why I didn't target it is that we still had this bigger demand below,
Yeah,
potentially getting mitigated deeper, right?
I
And then,
see.
like you
Yeah.
said, we can still run this, right? Never know. We can still run all this if it wants to. But we're still, the DXY dollar is still bullish and yen is so weak because the Bank of Japan, they're not raising interest rate. And we still have 5.5 interest rate with the Federal Reserve. So that's why dollar is so bullish for the past couple of years. And yeah, from here, this would have been a 50-yard trade if held, but I didn't. So that's my mistake on
That's
it.
amazing.
Yeah. But you clearly see now, Yens like to do this, and you will see this often. So if you're interested, trade the yen pairs with me along the way. All right.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm seeing the yen pairs honestly to be a lot cleaner. Like, you might see this type of movements which is like really choppy, but
Hmm.
when it does break something, it's so clear. It doesn't go
Yeah.
like break here, it doesn't break everywhere.
Hmm. It's clear. It has intentions, clear-cut intentions compared to the USD pair, and it moves a lot more in terms of pips, bro. It moves a lot more. So just letting you know. GJ moves. GJ is a king though. GJ can move up to 700 to 1,000 pips in 1 week if it
Wow.
wants to. So yeah. But now you see the clear setup. So you see it though in the 1 minute, it's unmitigated, comes back to the area that's unmitigated, it takes off, and we have the clear order flow shift after it takes out the supply that caused the liquidation of all this low here, right? You see it right now.
Yep.
So yeah, you
Yep.
just gotta repeat the same thing and notice the same thing. And if the setup is there, just execute, you know?
I do have a question, by the way, right here.
Mm-hmm.
Would you have taken anything in here despite this not breaking?
Yes.
Or
Oh
would you
no,
want
with
this risk?
no, this one I want to break. But I want to tell you, I took one break even here. I shared it with Cheddar and Param, only with them. I took a break even here first. Let's go over that. So yeah, but you're right. I want this to go first.
With a body break or a wick break is fine.
Yeah, well, even with the wick break, you want to see the low, and then you want to see the low holding though,
Mm,
at
I'd
least.
see.
But I didn't take any trades here or here. I took it on the way out. There's an entry, I believe. Let's go back down to the 1 minute. Okay, so I believe this was the entry here that caused the. So we have the sweep of this low, right? We still have the demand here that is holding, right?
Mhm.
And then we chalk up, right? Bracket market calls it OFRA. We chalk up here and then come back down to this overall demand range, right? And we already have broken this, as you said. We have already broken this here multiple times, and low is holding, right? So I thought this was gonna take this out. It ended up just becoming a CPB, yeah, to this like all the overall range of it, and then I took break even on this. So once we took out this high, where's my BE? I had my BE set to here. Let me zoom in a little more. My BE was here. And yeah, I took a break even. But after we liquidated all this, I thought maybe this is just a sweep to keep pushing up further. And that's what happened. So I came back on the charts, look for the same thing, look for order flow shift on the 1 minute, and we are bullish in the high time frame. So why not take the risk? So there it is. You clearly see, I'm sure now, right?
Yeah, dude, this is some awesome trade. I wish I would have taken something like this.
Yeah, we'll find something next week. I do put out some of the POIs that I look at on my own journaling channel. So I mean, you could take a look at it if you want. But I don't want to flood our learning channel with like my personal stuff for now. So I just haven't been putting the POIs I'm looking at
But honestly,
lately.
man, I do learn from like so much markups, honestly. Like when
Hmm.
you guys post markups, I just try to analyze them in a way that I could understand it.
Hmm.
And then I just learned so much from there.
That's good. Yeah, we can learn from everyone, from each other. There could be something that that I have not noticed, and you could teach me something along the way. We're always learning. Trust me. Like the market is so unpredictable, right? So
Mhm.
to a point where you might be able to see something, and I might not. And if you point it out, and if I see it, then there you go. I learned something that day. So you never know, right?
By the
So
way,
mhm.
can you go over the 1 minute here? Right here.
Okay, let's go back
I
to one
just
minute.
want to ask something about it.
Sure. And
Would
we
you
just
not yeah,
before
sorry.
all that, remember, always check for liquidity above. If you're looking at even at 1 minute, look for stuff like this where the price looks corrective on the way down, and we have liquidity forming above. So this also kind of gives you the hint that once we start shifting, this is all gonna get taken, and eventually it did get taken. So yeah, go ahead with the question.
Oh yeah, it was regarding about liquidity as well. I saw this first, wait, there you go, as a flip, and I thought that maybe it could come here and this would be liquidity.
Wait, um, this one
What are
is
your
a
thoughts
flip.
about this? No, this one gives a reaction, right?
Mhm.
And
Oh,
this
so
reacts
this one
here,
flip.
which is up. Yeah.
Hmm. Oh yeah, it could have done that. That's why I didn't take a trade here. I waited for another break of
For
the
another
supply,
shift.
internal supply, which confirmed it now, and another break of the supply, right? Which confirms it in the scaling entry here. So
I would see why now. Because
yeah.
I'm trying to put it on a perspective of a live market
Hmm.
without like seeing this first, this part.
Hmm.
And in this part of the market, I was like, I think I would be too scared to put on an entry somewhere here because I thought this was gonna get mitigated. But
True,
I do see your point now
but
with
you
this.
gotta also look at, so taking a trade off the flip was also valid. You know why? Because we do have a sweep here. So this flip actually swept something. So it is a valid zone. And also look at it right above. We have liquidity right above. So it takes liquidity into the POI, the flip. So it was valid flip to trade from, to be honest. But this was aggressive from me. But it was a valid trade though. People take this all the time. I've seen it, yeah. Phantom guys take the trees off the flip all the time. So I mean, once they see this go, I think a lot of people would have, a lot of Phantom guys. I mean, I don't, well, not too many guys trade UJ though, to be honest. Most people trade EU and GU. You know that, right? So
Yeah,
if anyone took it, they probably would have covered the low though, just to be
that's
safe.
that's a big stop loss right there.
Yeah, that is a big, well, still less than 10 pips though. It still gives about 20 R if you held it until now, 30 R. But you're right, yeah, big stop loss. But I just waited for the, yeah, another confirmation of the break of the internal supply and another supply above comes back and holds another one, holds. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, I would see now when this high gets taken out as like
Hmm.
a last point of supply, would you say?
Yeah, that is the last point of supply before the
Yeah.
mitigation of the flip. Yep. So not bad, right?
But
Hmm.
yeah, by the way, the 5 minute confuses me. So you have the daily, the 4 hour,
Hmm.
the 15 minute, and the 1 minute for entries. When do you typically use the 5 minute?
Okay, so let's say you don't want to deal with the 1 minute sometimes, and
Yeah.
in this case, 5 minute is gonna look confusing to you because it's just a wick, but this is a valid flip zone. Excuse me, even on the 5 minute, it interacts with the supply to the left, and this is a flip zone. But if you're using 5 minute, it can still work. It's just all about how you're seeing it. It's all fractal. 15 minute, how many 5 minute candles are in one 15 minute three, right? And how many 1 minute candles are in the 5 minute time frame? Five, right? So it's all fractal. You just have to get used to it. That's all it is. You know, if you get used to it, you start seeing it. But you could either use 15 minute, 5 minute, but 15 minute is more reliable, more clear. So people um, use the 15 minute, but 5 minute can be used for the entries, to be honest. So I mean, you
So
could put a 5 minute entry here and cover the low.
would
That
you
was
prefer that for someone starting out that they would just stick to the daily 4 hour, 15 minute, and 1 minute,
no
or
1 minute, no 1 minute, only
no
daily
1 minute?
4 hour 15 minutes saves a lot of headache, a lot of time, and you could put some limit orders when it fits your trading plan and get a lot of wins that way. Yeah,
I see.
yep.
Because lately I've seen like the fandom coaches they've been using the 5 minute when it
Hmm.
comes to the YouTube posts,
Hmm.
and that got me wondering of like what was the idea behind using the 5 minute?
Hmm. What was the idea beyond 5 minutes? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so the 5 minute can be used. So a lot of times, 5 minute can be used if the 15 minute doesn't look clear, and 5 minute kind of expands the 15 minute candles so that you can see it more clearly. You could use it in that sense. Also, the indices they give a lot of great entries in the 5 minute. So, all I can say at this point is that the 15 minute, if it doesn't look clear, go down to 5 minute. Now you make the 15 minute candle divided up into three different candles, right? So this will kind of let you see the candles more clearly with the 5 minute if the 15 minute doesn't look clear. So yeah, I mean that's the only reason why I would say use the 5 minute though. If the 15 minute I guess price action is confusing you. Once again, if you go down to the 1 minute, now there's so many more candles, so it might confuse you even more. Yeah. But 5 minute here, you can still clearly see everything, liquidity here and the last point supply, even on the 5 minute, the wicks, you can see it. Um, so yeah, I mean, that's the best advice I can give you on the 5 minute. It all is that comes down to a preference though. So yeah,
That's your point. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I've never personally tried the 5 minute.
I'll never.
Yeah. I did try the 15-minute entries, but I think I was marking up everything wrong. And
Uh-huh.
so I'm not sure right now if I can use the data that I've used to that I've gathered before because I read the market very different now.
Hmm.
So the
Differently in a
like the
good way or
biggest
a bad way?
in a good way, I would
Good
say,
way. Okay,
since
that's good.
I'm basing everything on like the high time frame now when it comes
Uh-huh.
to before, just like the medium time frame.
Uh-huh. That's good to hear. Good to hear. I mean, as long as you think you're seeing improvements yourself, then that's all that matters. Let's say you're better than how you were a week ago, even by 1%, then that's an improvement. And if you keep going, you could improve a lot. Who knows the potential, right? You have a lot of potential. Uh, look at it long term. If you improve 1% in a week, think about it down the line, around 55 weeks, 56 weeks in a year, right? That's gonna be a lot of improvement, which you can work on. Just gotta put the time in and do it with the right people. But you don't know if you're working with the right people until later, right? That's kind of a I kind of correlate to the sweep thing. The sweep is not confirmed until much later, right?
Mhm.
So the people you don't know the people that you're working with are the right people until much later, but you only know you could kind of tell by the progress you're making, right? And also
Yeah.
if they're those people are asking for money from you constantly, then they're not the right kind of people to be working with. So yeah, yeah.
A lot of improvements lately, honestly. Like not just when it comes to trading. I mean, things are kind of going slower than I expected, if I'm going to be completely honest when it comes to trading.
Hmm.
I was
It's okay.
expecting somewhere around like May or August that I was gonna pass like some funded challenges by
Hmm.
at least by before November.
Hmm.
But then
Ah,
I've learned that there's so much concepts that I haven't fully learned of.
yeah, there's a lot, and the market can always kind of trick you, you know. So you just gotta be you always gotta be kind of humble about it because the market can humble me too, at times, and humble me as in I thought the trade was gonna go my way, but the trade gets me break even. That kind of frustrates me still because you do have these expectations, right? But when the expectations are not met, you kind of get frustrated. But it is what it is. I kind of accept it better than how I used to before. So, just keep putting the time. And if you want to be one of the, 0.01 percenters, meaning that, I think that less than not even 0.1% people make it out in the market and stay profitable for many years. So what I'm trying to say is that if you want to be one of the so if you want to be one of the 0.1 percenters, then you gotta do the stuff that other people 99.9% you gotta not do what they do. You see what I mean? You gotta do the opposite. And what is that? You gotta think differently. You gotta always stay humble because a lot of people who go through these downfalls, they think that they got the market in the first year or 2 years. But down the line, they start realizing that it wasn't what they what they thought it was going to be. You gotta be reserved about your feelings and not get the excitement, you know, on top of you. You see what I mean? Because
So
sometimes
much
if you
facts
get
there,
one,
man.
yeah, when you get like this one or two rate bangers, right? The trades, you think you have the whole world, but you gotta kind of let that go and ground your emotions and use that as the fuel for the next week to catch another great one. That's how I'm seeing it nowadays. Yeah. So.
That's some great insight, honestly. I definitely do relate to what you just said. Getting like a 3-win trade and seeing some greens in your portfolio.
Mhm.
I thought like I had everything when it comes to trading.
Yeah. That's how I felt in the beginning too. You know, the very first funded account that I got was FTMO 200K. I got lucky. Somehow I got the 200K funded FTMO account last year. Um, Yeah, 2022 last year in April. But you know what? I blew the funded account within a month. So that tells you a lot. Yeah, the
Wow, man.
market, you never know what it's gonna do. So yeah. But anyways, yeah, things have been okay with me. I passed eight phase ones at least in the past 2 months now, 2 3 months. I pays for, I also pay passed a five phase two account, so I got funded with five different accounts the past 2 months. So you know I can tell you the strategy works, but also at the same time I've been trading different pairs than the other SMC guys. I've been trading more Nasdaq and US 30. I don't know if you've seen what I've been posting, but I've been
Mhm.
trading those a lot more, and they have given me literally like 50% winning rate. On the Forex pairs, I probably have more like a 30 to 35 or 40% winning rate, including the break evens. There's a lot of break evens I take, so that's why it brings my winning rate down. But yeah, I decided to look at the indices because more people were looking at the Forex pair. So I thought, why not? If I have a strategy that works, that can potentially work with SMC on the indices, I'm gonna trade indices. I gave it a try and it's been working. So sometimes you just gotta switch it up. Maybe
Does
not
the
trade a. Mhm.
does the indices open the same time as London
No, it
and
works at
the
9:30 Eastern time. The stock market.
until
I
what
mean,
time?
you can still trade it during London, but it's not gonna move. It's not gonna move much, or the spreads are gonna be way too confusing. I mean, spreads are gonna be wider before the 9:30 Eastern stock market open.
It's
Just
gonna
so you
be
know.
9:30 p.m. for me.
Yeah, it's late, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess maybe trading the indices is out of the question. But there's also German indice, GER DEX they call it, DAX. You could trade it. That opens in London session, so maybe later we could backtest it together or look at some setups together. You know,
For
all
sure,
right?
man. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And anyways, there's another Zoom that Cheddar might be holding, so you want to join that? I might join it for a little bit and then leave because I gotta go, prepare for the wedding tomorrow. But you want to join that and then see what they're talking
Yeah, yeah.
about?
I might do the same, honestly. Just hop in for a while since it's like uh 12 a.m. right now here.
Oh yeah,
So I'm
I
probably just
forgot.
gonna hop in for
Yeah,
like an hour or so.
sure. Yeah, yeah. Let's go over there. We'll talk again, all right?
All right, man.
Okay.
Thanks by the way. I
No
really
problem.
appreciate this calls,
No,
man.
yeah, it's
All right.
no issue. Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye bye, man. Thank you.